Oh, welcome back my gardening friends to this May bank holiday tour of both allotments. This is the wife's plot, the fruit garden and wildlife area, and the poppies that were here last year are back again, and as you can see now the autumn raspberries are doing quite well. So these are the fresh autumn raspberries, and I didn't prune these back last time, so they're still at the same height, and we're still waiting to see whether it's worth leaving these at full height. And I have done some weeding, but you can guarantee you keep missing them. Oh look, this is with the raspberry runner. And this is where I put loads of comfrey liquid plant food into this area, and this area had none at all. Lots of flowers on the blackberries now, and I've spotted my first strawberry. It's down here somewhere. Looks like Mr. Blackbird got it before me. Let's have a little look. Well. In actual fact, I did see this earlier, and there was still quite a bit left on. So the blackbird or pigeons had my first strawberry, but I did find another one that I'd hid. Oh, they're little tinkers. Oh, yeah. I should have ate that earlier. I knew I was making this video. I should have ate it earlier. Never mind, plenty more to come. Why can't they eat rhubarb? Guys, this is absolute madness. There's absolute sticks upon sticks. It must be 8 foot wide. I've nearly lost the path that side, and I just can't eat it quick enough. But oh dear, I've seen people before with their lovely rhubarb patches and been so jealous, and now when you do get them, you just don't know what to do with it. Trouble is, everyone else has got rhubarb, so nobody wants it. But I'm pleased with how it's turning out. This is the apple tree that hasn't done very well. This is what I'm going to try and use for grafting. There's no fruit on there whatsoever. This is a conference pear. This is the one I've previously bought. There's no fruit on that this time. Plums. There's some plums on this, just a few. So see if I can protect those from the birds. And we've got an abundance this year of apples. I'll leave a few more on, but we'll wait for the June drop. So these are the Braeburn, and the new shoots are growing well now, and if it goes above 6 foot, then I've got to take them off whenever. I've just noticed that we've got more flowers. I don't know if that's unusual or not. Another Braeburn that's supposed to have been a Cox's orange pippin, and another Victoria plum with a few plums on, plenty of new growth. And we do have some conference pears on the new conference pear that we bought last year, and I'm determined that the birds don't get my cherry. There is a few more on here, but not many. It's probably what we'd expect for its second year. But again, lots of growth that we've got to train along the wires. I've topped the compost bin up, or should we say manure bin, sorry. This is with some well rotted manure, and I wasn't expecting much liquid, but you can see there that's coming close to the top. We've got one barrel full there, and we've got some there, so it's being quite productive. These are the yellow autumn gold raspberries. I've only got one cane of those, but hopefully this year they'll do a lot better. Looking forward to those. They do make it a change to have yellow and red raspberries mixed on your dessert dish. Plenty of spent compost still left. I keep begging and borrowing a bit, but there must be over 1,000 litres in here, so we've got plenty to use on the no-dig beds over the winter. We're now at the strawberry tower with a built-in wormery, and we've got some liquid in there, and we've got that liquid there. Keeping it watered, knowing how much to water, but obviously the more I water, the more comes out this pipe. We don't want to drown the worms, but trailing tomatoes there, but we'll see if the blackbirds get these. There'll be plenty for everyone very soon, but I wanted the first one. You can see the downfalls of using the homemade compost, especially manure. I've got to get that dock out. There's another one there. Ooh, hey. Oh, it ain't quite ready, I don't care. Oh, absolutely. I wonder if a slug's at that one. It might be just going a bit rotten. But yes, I've got issues with this. This may have to be emptied to get all those docks out, because there are roots that if you don't get every bit, it'll just keep coming back. These are the cuttings. A few of the guzgogs have fallen off the gooseberry bush. So I don't know what varieties of these are. We've got a few berries there. I might just take most of them off and just leave one on, just to give me an idea. I'm not sure what that is. I think it could be a plum, and they're just actually branch cuttings, and they may take, I don't know, but obviously they won't be on the dwarf rootstock. And that's definitely a plum that I believe was grown from perhaps a stone that fell on the floor below the original plum tree. As you can see, some of the flowers are coming out now quite nicely. This area here, I had all my sweet peas, and now they're growing everywhere, bar from where they should be. And we know who the culprit is there, don't we? And we've even got one growing in the pond, the wildlife pond area. So the mice have taken the peas, hidden them to eat later, and now they've all germinated. Now, if you remember, we put plastic containers and compost over my dahlias. There's the 3 there. Watch where I walk, he said. These are the snapdragons from last year. Oh, that looks a nice poppy. It might be like the one that I've got at home. So there's the other dahlias. Did I say dahlias earlier, or geraniums? I think the other one is tucked under there somewhere, but they've all come through, and as you can see, more sweet peas. There's a little bee down there having a rest, keeping sheltered away from this strong wind we've got this evening. I've been trying to keep that away from here, but it's managed to find its way now. And there's the Harlequin Sunflowers that's from Bill and Val. I hadn't seen that before. They're opening up. They're quite nice, similar to those red ones, and I believe these were part of the wildflowers, but you can see that everything's really massive. And it's this wildlife area is doing its job and giving a nice little home for the ladybirds or ladybugs, whatever you call them. These are the rocket first earlies, and you can clearly see now the ones on the left are really nice dark in colour, and they're forming the flowers. So it will be interesting to see the difference between my homemade compost, the comfrey, blended comfrey, and the potato fertiliser. Won't be long before I reveal the Valentine's Day potatoes. That was February the 14th, so I'll have to work out how many days that is. And here's the sunflowers, and they're up to about 4 foot now. And all the grapevines have been pruned, and you'll see that video after this one. Look how well the tomatoes are now from what they were before. Lovely green growth on the top. That's the tomato from the shop bought. That's a plum tomato. We're getting flowers now, so I'm pleased with those. Those are the indoor ones, and the outdoor ones are doing as well. I've just been trying to get some of the compost that I found on the side of the road, the cocoa coir, to put around the tomatoes to stop some of the weeds. The compost stroke wormery bin, I loaded that side last week, and it's this side this week, so that gives the worms chance to migrate over if they wish. Sometimes they don't like the rhubarb leaves and disappear, so if they don't like it, they can stay over there and do their work. And this is a runoff bin which ends up in here, and there's a little bit in the bottom of the bucket. It's already been emptied once, and we've got a couple of 10-litre containers there filled already. This is the comfrey I harvested recently on one of the videos. This is the one that I left behind so that the bees could happily enjoy that. And there's what we actually put in, and it looks like it could do with a bit of a stir up. Hold your noses. Oh, lovely. See how the nettle's doing? Go on, I'm going to give you a double dose, guys. Hold your breath. Deep breath in. Oh dear me. The cellar is desperate to get out now, but at the minute we're just going to have to wait. I've got about everything else in, so we'll pop over to plot one shortly. No show yet on the some of the potatoes there. These are the ones that we found on starting a new allotment, when we actually found these red and white potatoes. And in my playlist there's a whole series of how I started this allotment, from the front gate to the borders to the Harlequin columns and everything else. The leeks, we cut these off at ground level, then we cut them off above the roots, and William Coleman was absolutely right. They've got to go to seed, and each one of those has gone to seed now. So yeah, pop across and see William Coleman Allotment Garden. But yeah, spot on there, William, with the leeks. And there's my container ready to accept the giant potato, ready for Malvern. It's still growing away at the moment. And somebody did ask about this sheeting. This is from a grow room, cannabis grow room, silver on the outside, black on the out. So that would have been used to grow plants, shall we say. Hashtag potato grown in a pot of turds. Still on to take part in that. That was Deb. So hit the hashtag on that, and it'll take you to all the videos. The Marfonias are all coming through. No sign. Yes, there is. It's just coming through. And that's the King Edwards that I found on another allotment when we cleared them, and the rest. And there's Allotment's overwintering potato challenge. Lots of recyclables. 2 bags of wood chips left. These pots will get cleaned. Lots of guttering. This is the wood that some of the wood. Some fascia board joiners. They'll be making nice plant labels, and lots of fittings that we can use around the allotment, or I can use for bartering. And I've got a new there's 80 litres there of the fish poo from home, ready for putting on the leaf mould. So this is last fall's leaf mould, dropping down nicely. Not much on this. This is from over 12 months ago. So that was the 2017 winter fall of the autumn leaves. There's 18 bags there, and there's 20 bags in there. So will it all fit in later on? And it'll all end up going through my homemade trommel. This wind's knocking the currant bushes about, but this one is doing really well, and there's no signs of any fruit at all on this one. So this one's coming out. I'm getting rid of it. Nothing last year, nothing this year. Don't know what I've done wrong. The black currant's recovering after the green fly attack, and the blueberries, the newish blueberries, are doing really well. Lots of fruits on there, and these are my own cuttings. Not sure exactly whether they're red currants or not, but we will find out. And doesn't look like there's anything on this one. And this one has also got that purpley blemish on. All the rhubarb from here will be coming out, and we'll be putting some of our bushes in. The ones you saw earlier that I took cuttings from. That gooseberry is taking well. This is the summer fruiting. And the bees are loving that at the moment. And we've got lots of gooseberries all over the place. That's better, the sun's gone in a bit. But no, pleased with those. And for anyone who's watched this before, they're the black currants that have dropped on the floor, and they've self-seeded. This whole area was covered. I'm going to give that a good watering and take a couple of seedlings from that and pot up, see what we get. And I must get the netting on the rest of this cage, or I'm going to end up losing more stuff to the birds. I've now opened the peas up because I've got all my outside, well, let's say they're not outside, but these are my cucumbers. Remember the ones I just chucked in a big pile and they all germinated? Well, I've got 12 or 11, shall we say, outside at the moment. Sunflowers here. Green dwarf kale. I've took now the outside leaves off. They're looking mighty fine now. We've got rid of the green fly. Turnips. As I say, I've just been putting stuff here, there and everywhere, but the cucumbers will just climb up the stake and then up onto that mesh there. Not sure they'll get that high, but I took it out of the polytunnel. This is a new variety of kale I've tried. It's actually, in fact, I found the packet of seed outside a supermarket or a superstore, and it had been run over a few times, and I managed to get a few seeds out of it. Again, this is really quite tasty, especially raw. Sun's the wrong side. So these are the Bellotto or Bellotti beans, as somebody said, because I wasn't quite sure of the spelling. And these are the Cobra French beans. And then we've got the Pomgo Dwarf French beans. So there's no way they're going to climb up this wigwam. But I'm going to put my long show beans up the sides of this, so hopefully I can make use of it. There's some of the beans, the mixture ones. The wind's playing havoc with them. They've started to crawl up now. So these are the Starlet, Liberty, and long. These are the Firestorm. I keep pruning this chard back, and then the new leaves, I just keep taking the small leaves. I'm surprised it's still going, but there's no damage whatsoever on the peas this time, because I've used the eggshells and coffee grounds, and the nettings stop the pigeons from eating all those nice new shoots. They shouldn't take much interest now, hopefully, he says. Lots and lots of broad beans, and because I've took the tops out, there haven't been any signs of any black fly. There's a new shoot. Just take that out. The black fly don't normally go for the old stuff, but once they get into the top they will go down and affect the stems and everything. So hopefully these will be okay now. These are the Swedes, and they're now going to seed, so it won't be long before the pods are forming, which they are there. So hopefully I'll have my own supply of seeds from the Swedes. Okay, we're in the onion cage, and a little bit disappointed. These are the Bedfordshire Champions that I grew from seed, and some of those are now getting the nice seed heads on them. Can't see any more down here, so hopefully it'll only just be the odd few. Now we've got a seed head on the garlic. Help me out there, guys. Is this ready for harvesting? What do I need to do now? I've got some seed heads on them. Feels like a lot of people are having trouble with their onions, and remember that this one, it was right down here, and now it's come through to the top. A little disappointing, but there'll be no waste. I shall harvest them and eat them. And so these are the giants. That seems to have grown since last time I looked, which is good. Same with that beetroot. And this one is forming all the little side shoots, which hopefully will mean a nice big beetroot to take to Malvern. And I've got to thin these parsnips out, as I have with the carrots as well. And the Sarpomera that I grew from the seed pods that I had sent me are now just coming through. So looks like they're all okay. I don't water these haven't had any extra water. They only get water when they actually show themselves, so that we know that we're not going to send the seed potato rotten. So this cabbage is still in its pot, and this one's in the ground. Look at the difference. absolutely massive. That's a good sign of what's in the ground here. And these are some of the giant cabbages, the seed that I've had sent me, and that's a good one. That's slightly smaller, and there's some of the red cabbages that I do really like in my lunchbox, obviously cut up. That I replaced because it went rotten. That's a broccoli. Heads are just forming. And remember that one that I replanted, it's gone again. So there might be something in the soil. The stems have been going rotten, if you can help me out, guys. This is the giant beetroot that I took to Malvern last year, and the seed heads are forming, so I shall have an abundance of seed from that large beetroot. That'll save me buying some, unless I get some sent me. These are the leeks from DT Brown that were a trial, and they're getting towards a pencil size, so they will shortly be put in the ground. And we've got some mixed salad leaves there from my own seed. I'm still waiting for some of the seed to arrive, but in the greenhouse grow room I've got some on the way and growing. Pak choy going mad, and I've been taking the seed heads off these to stop them from bolting, but this area now will give me absolutely loads of lettuce leaves. Carrot in a bottle. Very tough radishes, give up on those. And some more cut and grow lettuce leaves. The grapevine has been trimmed, and like I said, you'll see that video during the week after this one. I'm just waiting now to see the peppers that I've got at home, how they're looking before I plant these saved seeds. But it looks like the long cucumber and the heavy cucumber have survived, but as we thought, these have gone, and basically I can't replace them because I've got no more seed. Well, I have noticed that this carrot has had some of its leaves chewed off and the stems were hanging over, so I'm going to have to hunt him down, because that's the one that had before. So they must be close by, but this is the first damage again in over a couple of weeks. That one there was also attacked, but it's come back. Just stunts them a little bit. Won't hurt, they'll still be good for eating, but I don't want him to take too many more, because some of these carrots now, as you can see, are coming on nicely. I don't know how they'll do in the polytunnel, only time will tell. That's the shop bought seed, telepathy, and some of the others that I've got growing. And I hope that champion dwarf stock gets bigger than that, else I'm going to struggle to get the tomatoes off it. So I've got these peppers, sweet peppers, medium peppers in the ground, and we're just waiting now before I plant the rest, just in case I'll get some different ones. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you want to see the video of how I prune my grapevines. It's not a how-to, it's how I do. Seems to work. Right guys, just a quick one there. As you know, you get what you see with me, including the dress code, including these slippers if I want to. And some of my friends have commented on my dress sense whilst allotment gardening, but do we care? Does it matter? I was talking to Tracy from Tracy's Little Bit of Dirt. She's just done a video, so get over to Tracy's Little Bit of Dirt and see, watch the video right to the end, and she actually shows us how she gardens and what she gardens in, and it just spurred me on to setting up this little bit of a challenge, which with collaboration with Tracy, we're going to do a video each, and everyone's welcome to take part in this. You don't have to show your face, but if you want to do something in the lines of this, by all means do. But the hashtag will be "you scrub up all right." So basically a bit of a saying, yeah, you see us like this, but when we're in our better gear, it might be better gear, it might still make you laugh, but yeah, just a bit of fun. As soon as it quietens down, whenever you want during the summer, is to do a little video where you either dress up or maybe you dress down. If you already scrub up, okay, but you might want to dress down just for this little bit of a challenge, just a little bit of fun, and I hope you enjoy it. So thanks very much guys, commenting, subscribing, don't forget to hit that bell for future updates, especially on how I've tackled my grapevine again this year. And in my playlist there's absolutely loads and loads of information to have a look at. This video's gone well over 30 minutes, but it seems like people do like to watch the longer tours, so I'm obliging. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.